We're finally here, you guys. Walmart Supercenter, because you guys have been requesting this haul more than any other one, and I get it, right? Not everyone has a Costco or a Trader Joe's or an Aldi around them, so the Walmart Supercenter is officially the store of the people. I'm super stoked to go all around this place and check out about 10 or so healthy items that I want you to scoop here, and a few of them to stay away from. So let's go fill up this cart and rock this haul. This aisle is super exciting and has tons of nuggets in it here, but I want to start with the non-stick sprays. Avoid all non-stick sprays, including the ones that say extra virgin that come from this kind of can, because they have chemical propellants that actually propel the oil out. The only one you want to buy and look for are the ones that say non-propellant, and this one is a great deal. It's $2.98 per bottle, which is very, very similar to the price at Costco. The one at Costco is avocado oil spray, exactly this one, but this one's way too expensive. I would scoop this one. Now, talking about exciting, this is where Walmart is like blowing the roof off the house. Their oils here are so diverse and amazing. First of all, the avocado oil is a ridiculous price here. It's 51 fluid ounces for $14.94, and it has the magic words on here: cold pressed, naturally refined. You guys know I love the avocado oil because it's heart healthy, it's perfect for high heat cooking, and it has no flavor. So think like stir frying, sauteing, this is perfect. I mean, for goodness sakes, Trader Joe's sells a 16.9 ounce bottle of avocado oil for $8.99. This price here is almost as good as Costco, so I would scoop that for sure. But Art, look at this. They have the most crazy fats here. They have grass-fed beef tallow, which is delicious for cooking. They have duck fat. What can you make with that, Art?
Duck fat fries.
Duck fat fries for the win. This price is almost as good as Costco for the virgin coconut oil, but I would avoid the naturally refined. That's processed a little too much. Always buy the virgin coconut oil. So that's a good price here. And this is a Walmart exclusive. I saw it for the first time a few months ago, algae oil. And I thought to myself, does algae actually have enough oil? But evidently it does. And what's so cool about this is it's the heart healthiest oil on the market. It is a little pricey, $10.77 for 16.9 ounces, but much like avocado oil, it has no flavor, has an even higher smoke point, and it's really, really good monounsaturated fat that is good for lowering the bad cholesterol and raising the good one. So that's super interesting. But look at this, black walnut oil, expensive but really good stuff. Flaxseed oil, hemp oil, pumpkin seed oil. I mean, this is really exciting that Supercenter has this kind of stuff. Oil City, Flav City loves Oil City. More kind of hipster-like ingredients here, like hemp hearts, almond flour, but I would say actually don't buy this almond flour here because it's $10.98 for 2 pounds. You can get a 3-pound bag at Costco for $12, so it's a much better price there. But if you don't have access to a Costco, this is the second best price, because even at Trader Joe's, it's $7.50 a pound. This is $5.50 a pound. And of course, with the almond flour, we just dropped a new blog this week for my Red Lobster cheddar biscuits that are keto and grain-free. Absolutely delicious. You can use those to make Dessi's pita bread that are keto, grain-free, cheesy, soft, and pillowy. Coconut oil or coconut flour is fantastic if you want low carb or keto baking or dredging. The price is a little more expensive than Trader Joe's, but this is great for dredging my keto coconut shrimp. First in seasoned coconut flour, then in egg wash, then in the chicharrones with the unsweetened coconut flakes, and deep fry it. This is great stuff. The price on hemp hearts is much better at Costco, but these are really high in fiber, omegas, and iron. I put them in my quinoa breakfast bowl. And then a really cool natural sweetener here, Art, is coconut sugar. Dessi crushes this stuff because it's a natural unrefined sugar that is lower on the glycemic index. And it turns out this price at Walmart is exactly the same price. This bag is exactly the same price as Trader Joe's. Dessi does like the flavor of the Trader Joe's one better, but if you only have access to the Supercenter, buy this over brown sugar or refined sugar because it's good for you. It's extracted from the coconut blossom sap. You can make Dessi's orange chocolate gluten-free, dairy-free cake that she made on Sunday night. It was so good. The recipe for that is down below in the description box. And then down here, Art, this is the wall of salts. And Art doesn't know this, but we're going to do a video very soon about salt. what salts to use, when to use them, how to use them, which one to avoid, because I think a lot of you guys have questions about that. My go-to cooking salt is, well, they're out of it right now, but it's this box of Morton's kosher salt. Not the canning and pickling one, but it's $1.48 for this box. Dude, I just paid $4 a week ago at Jewel or Whole Foods, it was Jewel, for the same box. I feel like a damn fool. $1.48. The reason why it's kosher is the size of the crystal of the salt. It's very good to pinch over food. So I would scoop that when they have it in stock here, because that stuff is great, but the salt video is gonna shed some light on more salts, and it's coming at you soon. The butter aisle here. Once again, they have Kerrygold here, and it's a great price. It's $2.88 per brick, but that is the same price as Aldi or Costco. Unsalted or salted is great, but I want to kind of shift over to butter spreads and stuff like that. You might think, Art, if you bought something called avocado oil plant-based blend, it'd be really healthy for you. But it's so misleading because you turn it over and there's avocado oil, but then soybean oil and palm kernel oil and soy lecithin. I would just stay away from these spreads because they're often loaded with really bad ingredients. Even this Kerrygold spread here, it's with canola oil. The canola oil makes it softer, so it's spreadable, but canola oil is really toxic and refined and super bad for your body. And even though, Art, they say, I can't believe it's not butter, I can't, because it has soybean oil, palm kernel, lecithin, natural flavorings, beta carotene. Never buy this stuff, but don't be duped by the ones that say avocado oil spread. Read the ingredients. And I would not actually cheap out and get the generic cream cheese. I know I said I like the generic one at Aldi during the grocery haul video, but you know what? Talk to any baker and they will tell you Philly brick is where it's at. The texture of this makes the creamiest desserts and the best cheesecake. So I would spend the extra 30, 40 cents to get the Philly cream cheese, because sometimes you can't cheap out. And I did briefly, let's go undercover here, want to talk about almond milk. This almond milk is an amazing price. The silk, it's the same price as the silk at Costco. And I really like this brand, but I want you to keep in mind that almond milk has very few almonds in it. It's actually mostly water and emulsifiers. If you want to make homemade almond milk, Dessi has a recipe on the blog for homemade almond milk 3 ways: chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. We only make it a couple times a month because it takes a bit of time and it is more expensive, but if you want to buy it, I would go for silk, the big one. It's a great price. Okay, I just came from the produce aisle because Art and I are too scared to go there because they will see us for sure and kick us out, because I wanted to grab a couple of things that I like from over there. Number one is the shirataki low-carb noodles. We talked about this in the Whole Foods haul. This is my favorite brand. Nasoya Pasta Zero. It does not have any funky flavor, odor, and the texture is nice like a spaghetti noodle. Dude, the price here, what is it? $2.28, which is the best price you will ever see. We have lots of recipes for this in our new keto cookbook coming out in May. I haven't told anyone about it, but I wanted to share that with you because I'm very bad at keeping secrets. If you want to pre-order that, I'll put the Amazon link down below. But right now on the blog, you can get recipes for our pesto pasta with crusty chicken thighs. You can get low-carb noodle and veggie stir-fry with sticky glazed Asian salmon cakes. These are the best. Avocados here, 98 cents for large avocados. I was actually here on Saturday and they were 88 cents. But one thing I want you to stay away from is pre-chopped garlic. Art, did you know that the US is the #1 consumer of pre-chopped or pre-peeled garlic? You never want to buy that because it pales in comparison to freshly peeled garlic. And I'm watching a documentary on Netflix now called The Rotten, and they talk about this company. I would encourage you to watch it. I don't want to talk bad about them because I hear they sue a lot. Let's just say I would not buy that brand. And that's it. All right, check this out, you guys. Super duper stoked about the grass-fed beef here. They have 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef for $5.98 per pound, same price as Aldi. They have ground bison, which is grass-fed, for $8.98 a pound. That's actually $1 more than Aldi. They also have grass-fed beef chuck roast you can use for stew meat for $6.96 a pound. That's a great deal. And something I've never seen before, they have American lamb loin chops. Normally lamb is from Australia or New Zealand, but they only have it for $12.22 a pound. It's a little cheaper at Costco, but that's Australian. But it's something super cool they have here. Speaking of Australian lamb, I'm going down to Australia with the Aussie Beef and Lamb Board at the end of March. If you live in Sydney, I want to do a meetup and have you guys show me where to eat in Sydney. So leave a comment down below. But I would spend the extra $1 over the corn-fed ground beef, because if you compare the actual nutritional value of grass-fed to corn-fed, grass-fed is way better for you. So even though it's a little more expensive in price, it's actually cheaper because your body is soaking up way more nutrients from it, and it's pasture-raised grass-fed, not indoors eating soy and GMO corn. And then with the grass-fed beef, you can make my keto stuffed peppers and my Italian meatballs cooked in marinara sauce. So good. The organic or free-range chicken here is really, really disappointing, and I wouldn't get any of it. They don't have pasture-raised chicken, and antibiotic-free chicken, I learned recently, is a marketing gimmick. That means they haven't given the chickens antibiotics in the last 6 months of their life, but they've had it before, so you have to look for never any antibiotics. Oh, they had wild salmon here this weekend, but now it's gone, but it's not as good of a price as the wild salmon at Costco, so I would skip that. All right, the condiments aisle has a few cool things. My man G. Hughes here, sugar-free ketchup. It's hard to find sugar-free ketchup that's actually affordable, $2.88 for a 13-ounce container. The only thing I don't like is my man G. Hughes is using a little bit of modified food starch in there. So it's not the most keto compliant. If you saw our video from the other week, we made homemade keto ketchup that is roughly the same price as this. But if you want to avoid spending $6 for this stuff at the store, like we talked about in the Whole Foods haul, pick up that one. You could also use that as the base for my keto barbecue sauce, which dropped last week. Interesting items that I would not expect to see here. Organic coconut vinegar. Have you ever seen that, Art? So it's basically very similar to raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. It's the coconut blossom sap that's fermented, and it has the probiotic mother in there. The nice thing about it is that it's a little sweeter and not as bitter or sour as apple cider vinegar. So if you want to try something different, that's cool. The price on Bragg's here is not the best, but once again, they do have the knockoff brand. But just like Aldi, Mother's missing. Where's Mom? Mom, where are you? You want to see that probiotic bacteria in the bottom. So I would get it at Trader Joe's, or I just discovered at Costco. They have the most insane price on raw organic apple cider vinegar that we're going to cover in Costco number 2. Mayo section here is pretty lacking. They don't have any really good quality avocado oil mayonnaise. Luckily, Art doesn't know this, but as soon as we're done with this video, we're going to go home and film an avocado oil mayonnaise video. But a lot of people like Duke's, and it doesn't have any sugar, so major props to them. But Art, they use soybean oil to make it, so I would stay away, because soybean oil, as we talked about in the cooking oils video, is very highly refined and not very good for you because they change the DNA of the fatty acid. So I'm not a big fan of any of these avocado or any of these mayos here, but we're going to have a video coming up very shortly how to make avocado oil mayonnaise for cheaper than this and way better. All right, there is an amazing buy here in the ice cream aisle. I've talked about this briefly at the Whole Foods grocery haul, but this cashew milk dairy-free ice cream is the best dairy-free ice cream I've ever had. You want to make sure it's the cashew milk because it's incredibly creamy. It's kind of like gelato. And dude, the price, look at that. It's $4.47 for a pint. At Whole Foods, the exact same thing is $6.69. They don't have these at all Walmarts. Like the neighborhood Walmart in Chicago doesn't have it, but the Supercenter does. Also, these guys are the cashew milk ice cream bars. Amazing flavor. The best dairy-free ice cream or ice cream bars I've ever had, so I highly suggest stocking up on those because the price is right here at Walmart. There's not too many things here in the snack aisle that I could approve of. Even something like Skinny Pop, which is really popular and people love it. If you see what kind of oil it's cooked in, it's sunflower oil, and it's not expeller pressed. And once again, we talked about this in the cooking oils video. Sunflower oil is highly refined and not good for you. You want it to be cooked in expeller pressed sunflower, expeller pressed safflower, expeller pressed peanut I'd be okay with. But this is not good because the oil quality is bad. But I can get behind this snack right here. Chicharrones. The price is good, $178, and if you remember from the keto coconut shrimp video, we use this as our low-carb breading. First, we dip the shrimp in flour, egg wash, and crushed up chicharron and unsweetened coconut flakes. The only problem is I don't know the source of the pork fat here, and my guess is they're using those commercially farmed pigs that are crammed into the farmhouses eating soy and corn. It's not pasture-raised pork, but hey, sometimes you gotta sacrifice your values, and the price is really good for this, so I can get behind that, but I can't get behind the one that has the barbecue flavoring because they use a lot of preservatives and chemicals for that. So chicharron for the win. Now, once in a while, especially when I'm traveling, I like to get a good protein or energy bar. But you have to be careful because they are very sneaky at putting in refined sugar in some of these. My favorite one is these guys, the RX bars, right? And the packaging is brilliant. It says what they have and no BS. And it's a really good deal here because at Trader Joe's, they're $2 a bar. Here, it's only $1.58 per bar. The only thing I don't love about these is that the egg whites are not pasture-raised egg whites. They might be cage-free, but if you're looking for a good one, this is the one to get. Now, that's pretty much it in this aisle, except Art is in love with Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, which I think is incredibly wrong. No children should be eating that, or who in their right mind approved the idea for Cookie Crisp? What? Why should anyone be eating miniature cookies for breakfast? This is so wrong.
I grew up on that.
You grew up on that? And somehow you came out all right, Art. But please, all these cereals here are loaded with sugar and GMO corn. What are we feeding our kids? This is so wrong. Make my quinoa breakfast bowl for little Timmy. Put some yogurt on top and call it a day. Look, I promise you that Russell Wilson does not eat Wheaties every morning. I just guarantee you that. And he certainly, Art, does not eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros. I'm sorry. Lo siento, amigo. I want to quickly talk about the peanut butter aisle, which I'm really disappointed here at Walmart Supercenter. First, I want to hit on this peanut butter powder. This stuff is getting crazy, crazy popular, and I understand why, but the problem is both with the name brand and the generic. Look what they put in here, Art. Sugar. Why do they do that? Each one of these has sugar. You don't need to add sugar to peanut butter or peanut butter powder, so that's really disappointing, and it's not organic. Peanuts are legumes that grow underground. They really soak up the pesticides and chemicals that farmers use, so I always tell you to buy organic. I would get the one at Costco or Trader Joe's. It's a great price. At least they do have this really cool powdered almond butter here, and it doesn't have any sugar. It's just one ingredient, nuts. But it is $8, but that's really cool. And I know we all love Nutella and everything, but Dessi is gonna hook you up pretty soon with an all-natural version of Nutella because, y'all, if you turn around the label, the #1 ingredient is sugar and then palm oil, which #1 isn't the best for you and is devastating for the environment. This stuff is not good. We should not be having kids eating this. We should not be having Nutella bars at the Mariano's grocery stores and Italy's, so just wait for Dessi's all-natural version of that. I did a poll on Flav City Instagram stories for viewer request, and somebody was asking for keto rapid fire coffee, which I don't think they have here. It's only online, and I checked it out, and it's very good. The ingredients on back are good, like MCT oil, grass-fed butter, instant coffee, so I do approve of that. But you gotta read the labels, because a lot of people are taking advantage of the keto craze now, and you wanna make sure the ingredients they're putting in there are good. They don't have it here, but it's only on Walmart.com, but thumbs up. If you're not following me on the Flav City Instagram stories, head over there. You could ask me any question you want, and every night I'm doing stories of what I'm making for dinner, and it's a lot of fun. Now, in this aisle, I actually love to get dried fruits, but I want you to be very careful when buying pitted prunes, because even though the price is really good here, read the back here, Art. There's 2 ingredients. There's prunes and potassium sorbate. Almost all prunes and apricots are covered in sorbate, and it's a preservative. It keeps it kind of soft and chewy. The problem is it's really bad for your gut bacteria. Just like maltodextrin, potassium sorbate kills gut flora and gut bacteria, and that stuff is really, really important for keeping an overall healthy body. So I would go to Trader Joe's and buy the non-potassium sorbate prunes. They don't have those here, unfortunately. And, excuse me, the same is true for nuts. I always buy either roasted unsalted nuts or raw nuts, because if you buy honey roasted peanuts, obviously they put sugar on there. but it's covered in modified potato starch and maltodextrin. They load these things with preservatives, so only buy raw or roasted nuts that have salt, and that's it. One thing I would stay away from is this kind of coconut water, like Vita Coco. This stuff is getting crazy popular the last couple years. The problem is it's pasteurized, meaning all the natural enzymes and good living stuff in the raw coconut is killed. You're only left with the vitamin C, and that's about it. And you're overpaying for it. You're much better either buying this really good brand called Harmless Harvest that is 100% raw, but it's pricey. Or dude, go to the Hispanic market, Whole Foods, or Asian market, get the young Thai coconuts, crack them open. There's so much water in there, probably half of this container, and you get that sweet, delicious, creamy meat you can make smoothies out of. Man, it is so good, but I would just avoid this because it's all hype. I'm actually super disappointed with the bacon selection here because they don't have any that are cured without nitrates or without sugar. So they're not paleo or keto approved, and they don't have any in this great wall of pork here that is pasture raised or organic pork. It's all commercially raised pork, which is terrible. They're tucked into these large indoor farms, elbow to elbow. They eat GMO corn and soy, so I unfortunately can't get behind any, but look for pasture-raised pork without salt, cured in the process, and buy that wherever you can. I know Whole Foods has some, or maybe at a market by you. All right, the cheese aisle is interesting because I never want you guys to buy pre-grated cheese. This stuff has an anti-caking agent on it made of cornstarch, and it prevents it from kind of clumping in the bag, but if you grate the cheese yourself, it's gonna melt better and have a better flavor. If you're gonna do it, I wouldn't buy the Walmart brand. I would actually spend an extra $1 and get some good quality Tillamook cheese. And once you have this, you can use it for my keto Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. But regardless, get rid of the pre-grated stuff. This stuff tastes better and melts better. All right, you guys, that is it. Art and I just crushed this Walmart Supercenter haul like a boss. How surprised are you we did not get kicked out?
A little surprised.
You guys, there were people everywhere, but nothing gonna stop us from bringing you this haul. We've done Aldi, we've done Walmart now, Costco, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. Art doesn't know this also, but we're gonna take the show on the road. We're gonna go to other states. See, he doesn't know. We're gonna do Lidl, Heb. We're gonna go Sprouts Farmers Market. So let us know where you wanna go. Maybe you can meet us there and be our security guard so we don't get kicked out. Check out my other haul videos going down below us right now, but we will see you soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking, mad love.